Last week, I did something totally different. I stayed in Belton at the Wild Duck Caravan Park. It was really, really nice. My caravan had 2 bedrooms, one was en suite. Lovely location. You could be anywhere. You could be in the Black Forest, you could be in North Norfolk, or even Scotland. But no, all this is just a stone's throw from Breydon Water. Lovely caravan. It's one of their, what they call their Hideaway caravans. And I was there Monday to Friday. Now, don't worry, you are going to see boats. But I'm just going to show you how beautiful this site is. Just take you for a little tour around the setting of where I was staying. I usually only show you the boats in the Norfolk Broads area, but I thought I'd just show you that there is actually more to the Norfolk Broads than purely the boats. In a duck pond here with a couple of fountains. I'm very close to Burgh Castle, so I thought I would take you and show you, for those who haven't already seen it, the Roman Fort. The next closest shore fort to here was at Caistor-on-Sea. Great Yarmouth didn't exist in those days. 3 of the massive stone walls still exist today. One of them was used to build Burgh Castle Church, as you'll see in a moment. If you arrive from this section, which is from the viewing platform, you need to climb these steps. Once at the top, if you turn round, you can see how steep they were. From this point, you're now inside, and you can see how vast it was. A gigantic area. And it was built in AD 300. Those are the remaining 3 walls, and this side on the right, there isn't a wall, as it was used to make Burgh Castle Church. It was built around AD 900, so the Romans were long gone by then. I promised you would see cruisers. So here we are. Let's go to Ludham Bridge and have a look. You can hire for the week. That's a day boat. Or you can simply sit beside the bridge or the river, whatever part of the Norfolk Broads you decide to visit, and just simply watch the boats going past. If this is too slow a pace of life for you, then perhaps you need the hustle and bustle of Great Yarmouth. That's one of the road trains going past. It goes up and down the seafront. You purchase your ticket from the driver, and then you just hop on and off at various stops along the seafront. There's also a red road train as well, which is just there on the left. Or perhaps you'd like a more leisurely, sedate ride along the seafront in one of the pony and carriages. Ahead is the Ferris wheel. On the right is a tower complex, and there are holiday apartments in there. On the left is the Marina Centre with the swimming pool. Lots of restaurants, donut stalls, ice cream stalls. You name it. It's along the seafront here. Behind the amusement arcades on the right-hand side is the Hippodrome Circus. The animals have long gone, but the original pool, where the swimmers do a synchronised display, still remains, and there's only, I think I once heard, about 3 of them left in the world. I have filmed along the seafront in Great Yarmouth several times. There's always something different to see, so if you'd like to watch those videos, just have a look for my Great Yarmouth playlist. Going past the Ferris wheel, restaurants on the right-hand side, and then there are around 3 or 4 hotels. along the seafront. The Sea Life Centre is now on the left. And then the Winter Gardens, which is a large glass building, which will soon be having some renovation work done to it. And of course the Pleasure Beach and its roller coaster. These days, the hustle and bustle of the seafront end here at the Premier Inn. Previously, where the car park was and before the ice cream van used to be a huge caravan site. It wouldn't be a trip to the seaside unless you had an ice cream, would it? Now I'm taking you along the industrial area, past some of the ships, over the new Herring Bridge, which looks rather empty today. Always easier to see more when there's less traffic on the road. Next, I take you along Riverside Road in Gorleston, where you'll get a better view of the ships. It's easier to see them from there. We have the ships on the far side, but close to the car, this area used to be a very large sail-making business around 200 years ago, when most of the ships had sails. It was known as Darby's Hard. The Darby family were shipwrights and boat repairers in the 19th century. After the Riverside, I'm going to be heading back to Belton. But first I'm going to stop off at a place called Lound Lakes. If you like walking in amongst nature and listening to beautiful bird song and perhaps looking to see if you can spot an owl or two, then this is definitely the place for you. Now look at that little white marker at the entrance that's in the middle. When I came back from my walk later on, it had clearly moved over to the left-hand side and then it vanished. What is all that about? Does anybody know what that little white thing would be? There's the most beautiful paths in this area. I spotted a couple of eggshells. That one was intact. Somebody had put it on the post. Conkers are about. Looking beautiful in the sunshine. And a horse and carriage went past as I was about to leave. The building is now for the water board, but it used to be a Methodist chapel. And the sign outside says 1885. I am in Burgh Castle now, which is the village beside Belton, and it's also where Breydon Water is, so I decided I would go and do a bit of photography, take a few photos, do a time lapse, because you all know I love time lapse. Now, what is that bird? Was it a peregrine? Berney Arms drainage mill, taken in the sunshine a couple of days ago. It's directly opposite where I'm filming though. And look at this migrant, a Wheatear. He was a super surprise find. And how many of you remember the former Burgh Hall Restaurant? If you've enjoyed today's different video, then perhaps you could give it a like for me. I'd be very grateful. I'm now back at the caravan. Before I go, I just want to tell you about this squirrel. He spent all week trying to hide his nuts on the roof of the caravan, which is metal. I'd find it funny when he would drop the peanuts and they would roll down the roof into the guttering. You could hear him scampering after it. Anyway, it's time for a coffee and a sit out on the veranda. It's been a very busy day. Thank you all for joining me on my day out. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you all for watching. Take care. And I'll see you all again next Friday with a new video. Bye.